Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me for another Batman review. Today it is Season 1, Episode 28, The Pharaoh's in a Rut, which is Part 2 of The Curse of Tut. So it once again has special guest star Victor Buono as King Tut. And I have to say, the plot of this episode's a little bit all over the place and it's a little bit erratic, but in my opinion, that really doesn't matter, as this episode is very entertaining and has a lot of memorable moments, in my opinion. Basically, I would say this is the kind of Batman episode that works really, really well overall. So we start where we left off, as always, with the cliffhanger, where Bruce Wayne is still tied basically to the ambulance bed, heading toward falling off a cliff. But at the last minute, he grabs onto a rail, which is conveniently there for him. So he prevents himself from falling off. The scene's actually pretty well done and a little bit more exciting than our usual cliffhanger, in my opinion, so I liked that part. Then Batman goes on TV basically saying he saved Bruce Wayne, and King Tut's watching this, and this angers him. But what angers him even more is that his henchwoman, once again, has a thing for Batman, like a lot of them do, but he gets so angry about it that he turns on her and has her taken away. So that was a nice twist on something that has become a tired formula. I like that. So then Batman has a plan. Probably not the best plan in the world, as happens sometimes. He's going to have this fake Bruce Wayne that looks just like him. It's like a version of him that they created somehow. He's going to get kidnapped again, and then Batman will follow along. He'll replace him, and this will lead him to King Tut's hideout. So in this scene, Alfred gets knocked out, and which was kind of interesting. And this seems like it's working. This leads the real Batman to the hideout, except that he gets discovered, and he is also taken prisoner as well. So then Batman and the henchwoman are both in these giant pots, I think they are, and there's this really strange scene where they're getting these little rocks, I think they're pebbles, dropped on their head, and this is supposed to make them go crazy after so many or something. So King Tut thinks this is successful, so he takes Batman and the woman back up into his main chambers, and he has them perform this dance, I guess, for entertainment. So yes, we get Batman dancing again. This hasn't happened since the very first episode of the show, and this is really great, and I really think it should be a rule that Batman should dance pretty much every episode. But that's just me, and the woman's pretty entertaining too. But of course, Batman was faking it. He knew what he was doing the whole time, and this leads to a fight, and eventually Robin comes in and joins it. And there's some sword fighting here, and this was a very fun fight scene. So of course, Batman and Robin eventually win, but King Tut gets away. He takes the Batmobile because Alfred was knocked out again, I think. And the reason Alfred was there was because he had to drive because Robin wasn't old enough, I think, which I thought was pretty funny. So eventually they get King Tut, and of course they catch him. And Batman actually hits him and knocks him out. So we get a last scene where they're talking about maybe they can still help King Tut, and he wakes up and thinks he's back to being a professor. At least I guess that's what we're supposed to think. Although he still seemed a little bit out of it to me, I'm not really sure. And I do know this villain returns, so it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. But overall, this episode has a few moments in the plot when maybe don't completely make sense, and the episode's a little all over the place, but it's very, very fast moving and highly entertaining. And I give The Pharaoh's in a Rut a 4 out of 5. A great episode, especially if you like to watch Batman's dance moves. So a 4 out of 5 for The Pharaoh's in a Rut, and as always, thank you very much for watching.